If you love playing MTGO, please make sure you check out my sponsors in the description below. Mana Traders, I've got a sweet discount code. Just head there and you can start playing whatever deck you want. Hey everyone, Matt from MTG here, and it's the first video of the week. Sorry it's a different schedule this week. I did put on Twitter just for the reasons for that. The videos this week are going to be Wednesday and Saturday this week due to work commitments and everything else like that. So this is a new deck tech. It's a Guilds of Ravnica standard brew, and it's called Abzan Bugler. Get ready to blow your horn. Militia Bugler will be finding any amount of our 28 creatures in this deck, all with power 2 or less. So if we hit any creatures, we're never going to miss because it's always hitting with the Bugler. So without further ado, let's get on to looking at the main components of this deck. So we're going to start off looking at the creatures. We have 28 creatures in total. There's 8 other spells and 24 lands. And we're starting off with a 4 of Llanowar Elves, the turn 1 play, hopefully, that will ramp us into a quicker turn 2 play than it should be. Llanowar Elves is in there as a 4 of. The next one we have is a 4 of Merfolk Branch Walker. Obviously, like I said, every creature has 2 power or less. So we're always going to be hitting with Militia Bugler. This Abzan Bugler deck has a real explore theme to it. It's absolutely amazing because it's mainly also not just a built around the Bugler that can help us find the cards we want, but Wildgrowth Walker. This little 1/3 turns into a creature of just the stats, and it can be amazing. You get a 1/1 counter on it every time you explore, and you gain 3 life. In a turn, you can gain anything, 3, 6, 12. I've gained so much life with this. Just when you've been battered down, and this one creature with a couple of interactions of playing the explore creature cards can literally just turn the game on its head. We also have a 2 of Seeker's Squire in there. 1/2, but obviously in there for the explore feature because Wildgrowth Walker needs its fodder, and it will need to get bigger and bigger and gain us life, which is what the Walker does until it becomes like, well, it becomes bigger than a Tarmogoyf of Modern. Obviously probably not in that class because you need all these other components with it, but Wildgrowth Walker is our main win con and can definitely win matches. The next explore creature we have is a 4 of Jade Light Ranger. This explores twice, so we're going to be gaining 6 life and then putting 2 counters on Wildgrowth. It's absolutely amazing. Jade Light Ranger zoomed up in price recently. Played in Mono Green, played in Abzan, played in so many different decks. Jade Light Ranger is in there as a 4 of. The next creature we have is a 1 of Mentor of the Meek. I would really like 2 of these because the interactions you get with this is just absolutely amazing. It's so good. If it can be, if it's protected, it can stay on the field and doesn't die. Drawing those cards every time we play one of our spells, or our creatures are all going to be 2 power or less, so it's always pay that 1, draw a card. And what works great about this as well is with our Planeswalkers that we have, where we're making tokens, that will be a little Vraska in there later. Just playing that token, then paying 1 to draw a card is another great interaction with the deck as well. Like I said, I'm doing these in CMC order. Militia Bugler is there, 2/3, cost 2 and a white, has vigilance. It's the human soldier. When it enters the battlefield, we get to look at the top 4 cards of our library, and we can reveal a creature card. Now, as our deck is basically 50% creatures, we've got a pretty good chance of doing this. You may reveal that creature card power 2 less and put it into your hand, and then put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. This will help us go through our deck. The 4 of these, we've got ways to recur them as well, and obviously the creatures that we play we can recur as well in a little sorcery speed card that we got that's coming up very soon. But the Bugler, the deck is whole based around obviously this card and the Wildgrowth Walker as well, because that is, that's the explore theme to it. This is how we're going to get all these creatures in our hand. We will pick and choose the best ones at the time, and the Bugler will find them for us. Great 2 power creature in Ravenous Chupacabra will come in and destroy target creature opponent's control. So this is another great find, and potentially we could play it off the turn as well when we play later game. Chupacabra is also a great card to recur. We have a 1 of Tristani Discordant that's going to pump all our other creatures. And it's a 1/4, so even as 5 mana cost, the stats of 1/4 means the Bugler can find it. And when it enters the battlefield, you create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens that can trigger with the Mentor as well, and keep drawing those cards. Keep getting those trigger interactions, the deck can just go off. Tristani Discordant, a 1/4, great stats, 5 mana, pumps creatures, makes creatures. It's just an auto inclusion in the deck. The last creature in the main board is a one of Izoni Thousand-Eyed. When you're playing so many creatures like we are, 28 creatures in the main board, when it's entered the battlefield, it does have undergrowth, so we might be able to make enormous amounts of 1/1 black-green insect creature tokens, and then you can sacrifice another creature to gain 1 life and draw a card. Even with these Abzan colours with no blue, we've got so many ways to draw cards. It's really, really strong. The interactions, obviously, with Mentor, that may have to be upped, but Izoni as well can sack creatures to draw cards, and potentially we can get them all back, because we do play Find and Finality. We obviously use this mainly for the Find, returning 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. We can explore again, we can play this, get them back, potentially play them on the same turn. If you've got Wildgrowth Walkers down, then you'll be just pumping up, gaining life, making them bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, yesterday I had one of these bigger than a Gigantosaurus and bigger than a Gouter. They could trade off with them, that little 2-mana creature. When it's left unchecked, it becomes a really, really good winning machine. We also have a 2 of in the main Assassin's Trophy, because we're playing the Abzan colours. Because we're playing the Abzan colours means we can play this great instant destroy target permanent, and they get to search for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield, but it can just destroy any target permanent, which is great about this. We do have 2 in the main and an extra 1 in the sideboard. So we're going to get onto the Planeswalkers now. We got a 1 of Vraska Golgari Queen. We've got a lot of creatures, so we can get to that emblem just doing that 1 bit of damage, and then we will win the game. It's got the destroy target permanent for the -3 if mana cost is 3 or less, and also sacrifice another permanent to gain a life and draw a card. More card draw in the deck. We've also got a 2 of Vraska Relic Seeker. This is just great. I already spoke about the interaction with Mentor, where we create a token, pay 1, draw a card. And it's got the -3 to destroy target artifact, creature, enchantment, and you create a token. The -10 target player's life total becomes 1, and hopefully with that amount of creatures that we can keep recurring, or even if we do get some board wipes, we've got 20, half our deck is creatures, we should be able to keep at least 1 or 2 on the field to get that 1 damage in to win the game. So we're going to get to the land base now. We got 24 land in total. If you do want to see the full amount of numbers, obviously I've been saying as I go along, but the deck list is in the description, so please go and check that out. There's 4 forests in there, and we also have a plains and a swamp. And then we play multiple lands that tap for the double mana. We got isolated chapels in there, overgrown tombs, sun petal groves, temple gardens, and woodland cemetery. We get a lot of those types of lands where we can tap for multiple colours, because this is what Standard is at the moment. It's great, which means you can play 3 colour decks because of the multi-utility lands that we do have. So making these mana is no problem for us whatsoever. So before I get to the sideboard, you can obviously see what the theme of this deck is. It really is like an explore deck and trying to make your Wildgrowth Walker as big as you can. The main component of the deck, the Bugler, is there to basically just go through your deck and find one of those 28 creatures every time you play it. We've got card draw there in Mentor of the Meek. We've got creatures that can kill creatures in Chupacabra. Tristani Discordant will pump creatures, and it's good to recur when you've got your Find or Finality there and get that back and pump them again and make more creatures, potentially drawing more cards if you've got your Mentor on there. And that Mentor of the Meek is also a brilliant card to bring back as well. Izoni is another little wink on that can make us go wide. We can put that in where we've got a hell of a lot of creatures in the graveyard, and then we can just storm the board late on, hopefully with lots of little green insects. That would be really, really good. Merfolk Branchwalker is there. The Explore, Seeker's Squire has Explore, Jadelight Ranger has Explore. We've got plenty of creatures there to actually explore and build up, and it helps you go through your deck. The way this deck can just go through its cards is absolutely amazing. You just have to be careful not to deck yourself. Removal, we've got Assassin's Trophy, and we've got those 2 Planeswalkers, the 2 Vraskas, that can certainly win your games with their ultimates. They're absolutely brilliant. I've done that many a time when you can just protect them with the amount of creatures that you have. They can certainly win you the game. So let's get to the sideboard now. We start off with a couple of Remorseful Cleric in there to help us against anyone that's playing graveyard-themed decks. We can sacrifice this and exile them all. We've got a couple of them in there, which means we can do it a couple of times. And obviously, we're fine. We can get them back, and we can do it again. Knight of Autumn in there. This utility creature, we're putting counters on, destroying a target artifact or enchantment, or potentially gaining life as well. It's a great utility card. Definitely one of the best cards that was pulled from Guilds of Ravnica for us to play with, and is in there as a 2 of. We also have an extra Izoni in there, because why not? And then we have a 4 of Duress to bring in against those control matches and hopefully take away all their Teferis. Sorceress Spyglass will help us with Planeswalkers as well. and there's an extra Assassin's Trophy like I did say in the deck as well. 2 Vraska's Contempt can help us exile important creatures that our opponents were playing, or Planeswalkers as well, and all that's, you know, it gives you an extra 2 life as well. Vraska's Contempt is one of the best removal cards in Standard. An extra couple of Planeswalkers in there in the form of Vivian Reed. This is really nice. Comes in with 5 loyalty for the 5 mana it costs to play. Look at the top 4 cards, reveal a creature card. That's pretty good for us. You know, we got 28 like I keep saying. And then you get to put the rest on the library and the bottom of the library in any order. The -3 is destroy target artifact, enchantment or creature with flying. It's going to help us against those demon whisperers and everything like that. And the -8, you get an emblem. Creatures you control get +2/2, vigilance, trample and indestructible. There's going to be no way of getting rid of them except for a Settle the Wreckage that obviously doesn't care about that emblem. But hopefully we've got enough creatures that when we get the settles out of their hand, we've got enough to win the game. So that's the first deck tech of the week, guys. Let me know what you think. Abzan Bugler. I think this is a really fun deck. I've so enjoyed playing it in practice so far. It's just been so consistent, really strong, more powerful than I thought without a doubt. And I just love the interactions it has, doing the exploring, drawing cards, playing loads of creatures. Make it, you know, how big can you get your Wildgrowth? That's what I want to know. How big can you get it? The deck is just really, really fun to play, and I certainly recommend anyone putting it together. The next video will be up on Saturday. Could be some more gameplay for you. If you haven't seen my recent MTG Arena gameplay videos, make sure you go and check them out in the recent videos. And if you're new to us, hit that subscribe button. And obviously, if you like what you see, hit the like button. It really does help support the channel for free. Anyway, guys and girls, you take care. I will see you on Saturday's video, and enjoy the rest of your week.